ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we have been reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 6th chapter. So last time we completed till text 29, where Shukadeva Goswami was glorifying that all the ghostly beings, they cannot exert their influence, wherever there is uttering of Lord Krishna's holy name. So we'll continue from text 30 onwards, right? So in text 30, Shukadeva Goswami further continues. Shri Shuka Uvacha Iti Pranya Badhabir Gopibhi Kritarakshanam Payitva Stanam Mata Sanyavishyad Atmajam. Shri Shukadeva Goswami continued. All the gopis headed by Mother Yashoda were bound by material affection. After thus they chanted mantras to protect the child. Mother Yashoda gave the child the nipple of her breast to suck and then got him to lie down on his bed. So it's actually very difficult to comprehend until a person has experienced. When somebody is attacked by the ghostly beings, especially the living beings who have extraordinary powers. Ghostly beings are all the different categories of beings that Shukadeva Goswami described in the previous words. It's very difficult unless we actually witness somebody being attacked by them and how people behave. In fact, La Prabhupada quotes this often. Pishaki paile mati channa hai. Maya grasta jive rase dasha upuja. The example is given that how a person who's situated in Maya, he behaves. Pishachi paile mati channa hai. When a person is haunted by a ghost, Pishachi, then mati channa hai. The person's intelligence is completely bewildered. Not only the intelligence is bewildered, but the person's behavior completely changes. A person may be strictly, vegetarian, but if a person is haunted by a ghost, he may start eating all kinds of obnoxious foods. Person may remain awake throughout the night and still, not be affected. So this is the natural result. So especially if the child is afflicted, it's very difficult to find out because child is, infant child, especially, like Krishna was just 15 days born child, an infant. It is very difficult to figure out if the infant is actually haunted. And of course, Brajavasi saw that Putana had come. She had come in a disguise and she had taken away the child. And, then she was dead and Krishna was found playing on her body. So, of course, they chanted all the mantras, protective mantras and kavach and everything. But they still, the cross-check is that the child sucks the breast of the mother. Then mother knows that, okay, child is all right. Because generally ghostly beings will not be interested in mother's milk. They would be interested in all kinds of obnoxious foodstuffs. But the child sucks the mother's breast, that's considered a good sign that the child is actually healthy and without any affliction. So Mother Yashoda, after all the elderly gopis had chanted the mantras, because Mother Rohini and Yashoda were so afflicted, they couldn't even, they practically fainted. They couldn't even chant any mantra. Then also the elderly ladies did that. And of course, Mother Yashoda and Rohini, when they came to consciousness, they saw mantras being chanted. But after everything was done, Mother Yashoda wanted to check if the child is all right. So she took the child in the lap and started feeding from her breast. And when she saw the child was actually sucking the breast nicely and she was satisfied, then she put him to lie down on his bed. In text 31, Tamanandadayo gopa mathuraya vrajam gata vilokya putana deham babhur ati vismita. Meanwhile, all the cowherd men headed by Nanda Maharaj returned from Mathura. When they saw on the way the gigantic body of Putana lying dead, they were struck with great wonder. So, Nanda Maharaj was, of course, was not there. He had left Braja to pay the taxes to Kamsa. And there he had met Vasudev, who had told him that now, since you have finished your business, you should immediately return to Braja because there might be some disturbances. And here Nanda Maharaj comes and he sees the gigantic body of Putana along with all the Brajavasi, the coward man who had gone with him. So they are seeing this huge body. Viloka Putana Deham. They saw the gigantic body of Putana. Did we discuss in the previous verse? Gigantic body of Putana?
Sorry to interrupt. So you have not gone live?
I'm gone live. It didn't show?
Sorry. Okay. It's not showing to me, maybe.
Okay.
It's live, Prabhu.
Sorry. So, how huge was the Putana's body? We already discussed. It was 3 Gavyuti, as Gurudev Goswami explained, 12 miles long. Okay. And Jiva Goswami actually explains that she was not only 12 miles long, 6 kroshas long, but she was also 2 kroshas wide, almost 4 miles width of the body of Putana. She was a very fat lady, probably. So 4 miles was the width of her body. And 1 krosha was the height. 2 miles she was actually, the body was high. You can imagine when gopis and all the Brajvasis, they saw Krishna playing on the body of Putana. They saw from 2 miles down. That is how huge was Putana's body. And when Nanda Maharaj saw this gigantic body of Putana, he was immediately reminded of the words of Vasudeva. So now, then he speaks. In text 32, he says, Munam Batarishi Sangyato Yogesho Vasama Sasaham Sa Eva Drishto Hi Utpato Yad Anakadundubhi. Nanda Maharaj and other Gopas exclaimed, My dear friends, you must know that Anakadundubi, Vasudeva, has become a great saint or a master of mystic powers. Otherwise, how could he have foreseen this calamity and predicted it to us? So, here we see Nanda Maharaj and all the cowherd men. They are innocents because they are Vaishyas, they are not very diplomat. So they don't know the diplomacy. So they are wondering that how Vasudeva knew that there will be disturbance in Braja. So they are saying, Nonam Bhatta Rishi. Rishi means a great sage, a saintly person. He said, undoubtedly, undoubtedly, Rishi Sangyato, he has become a great sage, Yogesha, by the power of the mystic powers. He must have practiced yoga practices for a long time. Therefore, he has become a great sage. You know, so therefore he could drishto hi utpato. He could see this utpada or disturbance coming to Braja. You know, so Anagadundabi Vasudeva has certainly become a great sage. And of course, Srila Prabhupada actually in this regard explains in Krishna book also that this is this was predicted by Vasudeva because he is a diplomat. He knew Kamsa's behavior. So based on diplomacy, he could actually predict. But for the Nanda and others, it was kind of a magic. It was kind of a some siddhi. So many times, we may uh, sometimes we may see some magicians also playing some magic, but that's nothing but our ignorance. The magician knows how to befool the people and do some tricks. So, because Nanda Maharaj and all the cowherd men, they are simple people. They don't know the diplomacy and politics, the intricacies of diplomacy in politics. Therefore, they are thinking that Vasudeva has actually become a great sage because he could predict this kind of calamity. Kalevaram parshubhish chitva tatte vrajakasa dure shitva vaya vasho nidhan kashta veshtitam. So, the inhabitants of Vraja cut the gigantic body of Putana into pieces with the help of axes. Then they threw the pieces far away, covered them with wood, and burned them to ashes. So, Nanda Maharaj, because he is the king of Vraja, he ordered some low-class men, in Vraja, low-born, not low-class, low-born men, because generally cutting the body into pieces, whether animal or anyone, or burning the bodies, was the job of certain class of people, and not everybody would do such a thing, especially burning the body or cutting the body into pieces. Even for example, you'll find in India those people who take the dead body of cow and take out the skin of the cow's body. They are called chamar. Chamar means those who deal with chamda, that they're called chamar. They take out the body of the skin of cow's body and they deal in that. Of course, nowadays they kill the cows. That was never the case in the Vedic culture. But even a person who took the dead cow and peeled the skin from the body of the cow was still considered the low-born person, the lower classes of people, lower than Shudras actually. So, Nanda Maharaji instructed some low-born people to cut the body of Putana into pieces, create a pile in certain far distant place away from the Braja, and then covered it with wood because anyway so many trees were crushed. Covered that with the wood and set them to fire. Because this is very significant. Whether somebody is known to us or even unknown to us, their body must be cremated properly. People don't realize this significance, especially whenever the wars take place. If the war is taking place in the foot, or even somebody, so many people die and fall in the battlefield. Many times they just leave the dead bodies there only and just walk away. That's a very inappropriate place. That place becomes, inhabited by Rakshasas because dead bodies attract the Rakshasas. So people of the Vedic civilization, they knew very well the dead body can never be left like that. It attracts inappropriate living beings in the human society. So therefore, in Vedic culture, they would properly cremate every single body. When the person is dead, they would definitely perform the cremation. So that not to leave the dead body, because Rakshasas eat that body. So the Rakshasas, they see that, oh, more and more bodies are left unattended, dead bodies. They feel, oh, this is a nice place for us. Naturally, food is available. And when they come and start living in the human society, they are much more intelligent than human beings. They are much more powerful. They have much more powers, supernatural powers also. And they can actually turn the whole human society into Rakshasas. And that's what we see in past, couple of 100 years. That's what the Rakshasas have done. They have practically turned the whole planet into Rakshasas. Because everybody, whether born in so-called Hindu or non-Hindu families, everybody simply thrives on eating the flesh of animals. And now they're even moving to eating the flesh of human beings. So in Vedic culture, the followers of Vedic society, or especially Vaishnava culture, they used to be very careful, cremating the body carefully.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, we go to the next verse, 634. Dahyamanasya dehasya dhumascha guru saurabha utitha krishna nirhutta sapadi ahat papmana. Because of Krishna having sucked the breast of Rakshasi Putana, when Krishna killed her, she was immediately freed of all material contamination. Her sinful reactions automatically vanished, and therefore, when her gigantic body was being burned, the smoke emanating from her body was fragrant like Aguru incense. So, this is actually the effect of Krishna consciousness. Anyone coming in contact with Krishna becomes completely purified. So, although Putana, she was a Rakshasi, but still, Dhumas Chagru Saurabha, the smoke, Dhumas that risen from the body of burning Putana, Putana's body was actually smelling like Agru. Agru is actually a herb which is very fragrant, which is especially used in the deity worship. So Agru or sandalwood or camphor, these are a few things which are actually used in deity worship, especially applied on the body of the Lord. So when Putana's body was burned, it actually emanated the fragrance of Agru. A sinful body actually becomes degraded. It actually stinks. Body anyways stinks, We know that body, if you don't take care of the body on daily basis, don't brush, don't bathe, it'll start stinking. In certain parts of the world, people don't even bathe, but they have perfumes. So somehow they cover the body with perfumes. So, but if a person is accustomed to eating also inappropriate food, like in the case of Putana, she was accustomed to drinking blood of children and eating the tender flesh of killing the children. That's her food was. So her body must have been very obnoxious and stinking. But because she came in contact with Krishna, she offered her breast milk to Krishna. Krishna touched her breast by sucking it. She was completely purified. Even her dead body became purified. Text 35, 36, Vivek Goswami further glorifies. Putna loka bhalagni rakshasi rudirashana jigamsayapi haraye sanam dattva pasadgatim kim punha shraddhaya bhaktya krishnaya paramatmane yachan priyatamam kim no raktastan mataro yatha. Putana was always hankering for the blood of human children. And with that desire, she came to kill Krishna. But because she offered her breast to the Lord, she attained the greatest achievement. What then is to be said of those who had natural devotion and affection for Krishna as mothers and who offered him their breast to suck or offered something very dear as a mother offers something to a child? So this is Shukdev Goswami is glorifying the absolute nature of Krishna. At the same time, also differentiating. So Putana, she was Balagni or Balaghatini. She was accustomed to kill the children. And Rudhira Ashna, she was fond of drinking the blood. Ashna means to eat. So Rudhira, blood. Blood was her food. And Jigamshaya, she had come with a desire to kill Krishna. A similar verse actually comes in the third canto of Bhagavatam when Uddhava is talking to Vidura. He actually points out the similar, what Shukdev Goswami is speaking here. Uddhava also similarly points out that. He says, Aho bakijam sthanakalakutam jigam shayamaya api sadhavi lebhe khatim dhatrim chitam tato kimanya kambas dayalum sharanam brajema. So he says, Aho. Aho means he's expressing his wonder. How wonderful it is. Aho. No? Baki sthanakala kutam. She had Baki. Baki means the sister of Bakasura. Putana, she was sister of Bakasura. So Baki, she came sthanakala kutam, applying the poison on her breast. Kalakuta poison. And Jigamshaya, she was, same word is used there also. Jigamshaya, she was envious of Krishna. She had come with the intention of killing Krishna. And still, Lebhe Ghatim, Dhatrim, yet she attained the position of Dhatri, the nurse in spiritual world. That means she attained as the assistant of Mother Yashoda. She attained the association of Mother Yashoda and serving Krishna together with Mother Yashoda. Lebhe Ghatim, Dhatrim. And finally, Uddhava says, Kamva Dayanam Shinami. Whom else I should take shelter of? This Lord is so merciful that even Balaghatani Putana, who came to kill him, yet he gave her the position of Dhatri. But of course, I think Vaishnava Acharya also point out that Siddha Brahma Sukhe Magna Daitya Cha Harina Hata. The Siddhas or the yogis, they attain Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka means the Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Sukhe Magna. So Siddhas, they go through a lot of austerities and tapasya. They follow rules and regulations. They torment their body. And yet, they want to attain impersonal liberation, merging into Brahman. But demons, Daitya cha Harinahata, the Daityas also attain the similar position. They also attain very easily, merge into the body of, or the effulgence of the Lord. But Putana did not attain that kind of destination. She actually attained spiritual world. She actually attained the association of all the mothers who were affectionate to Krishna, and she became their assistant. Just because of her one slight imitation, the show of devotion to the Lord by offering her breast milk, she attained actually the result of, becoming the assistant of all the mothers. But of course, Shukdev Goswami is comparing here that what is to be said if somebody who, out of natural devotion and affection, serves Krishna as mother, the breast milk or anything else that mother offers to the child. Do you think that they will attain something inferior or something similar to Putana? No. They will definitely attain something superior. I think with this, we will stop here. Text 37 onwards, we will start next week. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It was very wonderful to hear the pastimes of Putana. Especially, I was just reflecting that when you were saying that how Putana, not only because of drinking the blood of all the children, her gross body is very, very obnoxious. And then on top of that, she has also applied poison on that. And then not only her gross body is very obnoxious, her subtle body is also, because she had a hatred with the intent to kill Krishna. Then with that, all these things, he came to Krishna to offer that obnoxious thing. Then still Krishna awarded not just liberation, he also gave a position very similar to Yasoda. So it's Krishna's mercy is so wonderful. Thank you for mentioning this.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. This Putana's pastime always reminds me that verse from Uddhava. Such a beautiful words. Uddhava speaks.
Hare Krishna
Thank you,
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji.
have a little bit
Okay,
of
I think
question. Is it
Champa
okay?
Gomati was speaking something in between. I
Okay, Mataji.
Champa
After that,
Gomati, you have something to say?
Prabhu, I was just asking to mute. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sorry.
Very
Another
good.
Mati, please. Another Navina Mati.
Yeah. Prabhuji, when you're telling Putana, I know that her intention is very, intentions to kill a Krishna, but compared to our humans also, our human mind and everything are so much envious, jealous and everything. But Krishna has given liberated to Putana, but how we will get liberation, Prabhuji?
Mati, don't worry. You have been serving the deities so nicely by making the garlands, you will have definitely much better destination than Putana. You don't have to. Of course, Putana, she's now one of the intimate associates of the Lord, but Shukdev Goswami, that's what he's saying, right? That if somebody came to Krishna with duplicitous intention and still attained such a position, what to speak of somebody who, with love and devotion makes garland for the deities. You've been making the garland for Radha Madan Mohan, and now in Sacramento, you've been making the garland for the deities. So definitely, Krishna is making note of it, and you don't have to worry about liberation. You have much, much more than mere liberation awaiting you.
No, I'm comparing how liberation means I don't need it, Prabhuji, but I want to know that how common people to understand, because even Putana has that intention, but our common people also that kind of intentions and everything. So how they will connect with the Lord and everything? They will do all regular pujas and everything, but uh, the way they're talking or anything, it will be different kind of this thing. So that's what my question is, Prabhuji.
Well, people in general, unless they develop some connection with Krishna, just going and merely worshipping different demigods or doing some puja is maybe a little bit helpful for their, next life journey, maybe bringing some sukriti. But in order to attain the abode of Krishna, one has to develop rati, one has to develop prema for Krishna. One has to develop desire to have some loving relationship with Krishna and his devotees as well, of course. So unless we develop a desire to have relationship with Krishna, we want to serve him in some way, either in dasya, sakya, vatsalya, or madhuri rati. One of the ways we do develop desire to serve Krishna. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada never translated bhakti as devotion. Prabhupada translated bhakti means devotional service. So we have to have service attitude towards the Lord and his devotees. Then only there will be possibility of actually attaining the abode of the Lord, attaining the association of Lord and his devotees in the spiritual world. So people have to develop that. And our job, our duty is to enlighten people in that. So whatever we are hearing from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, share that with people when you come in contact with. Every person we come in contact with, somehow or other, try to connect them with the devotees and the process of devotional service. No. And that will dawn the good fortune in their lives. No. And Krishna will be extremely pleased with us, even if we are able to connect just one person out of thousands of people. We may try to put effort to connect them, but even if one person gets connected to Krishna and his devotees, that's a great success. Krishna will be extremely pleased with that effort.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Really bring love to the
Prabhuji, thank you so much for giving so many details in the past times. It actually, because there is a lot of emotion, we superficially try to understand. May not be superficial, but maybe with some half knowledge. I used to think that when Mother Yashoda gave milk to Krishna in this pastime, maybe she is doing out of her motherly affection. But there is a lot of the ghostly aspect. Thank you for bringing it. And also the Rakshasa society, so many things you spoke very nicely. And also the importance of burning the dead body in spite of whether he is an enemy or friend. I was appreciating some of these points. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you. This is actually culture which is probably lost. People don't realize that much. I remember once His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu was explaining that when he was traveling in India, so yes, I don't know where he heard from, but he said the rich people, when they used to travel in India, they always used to wear some thick golden chain or something around them. It's not just decorate themselves, but they would go with some golden chain, with some responsibility in their mind that if I die in a distant place where none of my relatives are around, and those people, if they have to cremate my body, where the expenses will come from? Like nowadays, people have this last ride insurance. Nowadays, insurance companies even offer you last rides insurance. You keep paying money, and whenever you die, they will pay full coverage for your last ride, because people can't even afford last ride. But he was explaining that they always used to wear the golden chain around them, so that if they die in a distant place, whoever finds them dead, they can actually take this gold and cover the expenses for their cremation. So that doesn't become a burden, or even after death, you become indebted if somebody cremates your body, if they have to spend the money from their pocket. So they don't want to be indebted. They used to be very conscious of the karma cycle, and also conscious of other people's financial, situation. So therefore, they used to wear a thick golden chain, especially for that purpose. And this was known to people that, okay, this person is wearing golden chain, is probably he died and he wanted us to perform the last rites. So people used to be very conscious of these details, but the culture is being lost now. So people don't know these details. They think, okay, if somebody is wearing jewelry, it's only for attracting others, but every detail people used to follow in the Vedic culture, there used to be some, intricate reasons behind that. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, sir. Very nice.
I think we'll stop here. Thank you very much, devotees. Vansha kalpatarubhyasya.
कृपा सिंधुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः आनंद कोडि